Tonight we are looking at the Canadian educational series, Mighty Machines. The series follows different machines and shows off how they work and what they do. The show first aired in 1994 and had 39 episodes, with the most recent airing in 2008. Each episode is much like a documentary, but there are voices that play the part of the machines that explain the machine's actions and duties. So now that we have the background, let's take a look at a couple of episodes. First up we have at the airport. So the doors open as we get the title. The plane then talks about his alarm and how it is time to get up. We then see the plane moving as a cop helps move it. It's all very interesting to see this up close. The plane then welcomes us to the airport as he explains all about himself. He says he and his friends are going to show us around. He talks about taxiing and how the car helps him move backwards. The plane says he is due to fly not only once but twice in one day. He says it is easy for him as the car says the airport is very busy this morning as we see other airplanes in the sky. We see a number of different planes take off and land as the plane just talks over everything. One plane says she has 4 flights today. Our plane then goes to the gate as it is a pretty slow process. Someone waves them in as the bridge comes out and connects to the plane. He explains the passengers will be coming on soon. They then talk about the cargo loader as the plane explains how many vehicles are needed for one plane. We then see the cargo get loaded in as we then see inside of the plane. We then see another plane taxi in as she explains she can't stay long. We see all the people do their jobs as they get the plane ready for takeoff. She says the AC is on and it's cold. We then see a suitcase get loaded on as it goes for a ride around the airport. We see a lot of people as the suitcase then gets loaded in the box. The crew puts the tags on as it then goes through the machine. We see behind the scenes as we watch where the suitcase goes. It is a very long maze as it then finally arrives at the right place. They take the suitcase and put it on the car as it goes to the plane. So we see people arrive on the plane as we then see the bags get loaded on. The woman closes the door as the plane gets ready to take off. The planes say goodbye to each other as the doors close on the male plane. The bridge gets taken away as we then see the car taxi the plane away. They talk over the radio as we then see a lot of cars as the plane wants to take off. The planes are very slow taking off, but that is because they are big. The control then gives permission for the plane to take off as he goes flying off. We watch some more planes go off as it is pretty relaxing. We then see later that day as we see the plane arrive at his destination, England. The plane lands smoothly. We then watch another plane land as the plane explains she only has one trip left of the day. We see the plane come in as it is very nice to watch everything unfold in real time. The plane says he is going to rest his wings as it comes to a stop. Another plane comes in as a man waves away. More cargo trucks come out as they drives to the plane. Another bridge comes over and joins the plane. We see the crew come out as we see bags on the belt. They get loaded on the truck as we see people get off the plane. We watch everything unfold as the bags get on the carousel. The people pick up their bags as we see a lot of people. Our suitcase is finally picked up as the plane gets taxied around once more. The plane asks how the car's day was as he says it was great. They ask about the other plane as he says she is coming in later. We see the plane coming into the garage as the car tows them in. The plane comes to a stop as the doors close. The plane says it is home sweet home as the car unclips itself. We then see a mechanic in a lift as he goes to check on the plane. He does a full inspection as we get to see everything the plane has to offer. The mechanic checks everywhere as it is a very important job. They check the engines as the other plane then comes in. She says it has been a long day as she looks forward to relaxing. The steps come out as the planes say goodnight to each other. The episode ends on that note. Next up we have in the city. So we see a street cleaner as we see the title. It gets swept away as we watch the cleaner clean up. We then see a tram as it goes by fast. A little car then talks to us as he welcomes us to the city. He says he and his friends are going to show off how they keep the city clean today as we see a big vacuum truck. He explains it is for the drains. We then see the dump trucks as they take the rubbish out of the city. The drivers then come over as they get into their cars. The cars drive out of the garage as they say they have a busy day ahead of them. The car says we are going to go on a little ride as he takes us on a tour of the city. He explains it is a big place and says it is his job to make it all safe and clean. We then catch up with the street cleaner as we watch them clean up the streets. It is very amazing to watch as she then starts singing about what she sees when she cleans up, from leaves to litter, as it is a very catchy song. The street cleaner goes on a long trip as the car says she is doing a great job as he then leaves her to continue doing her stuff. The car then talks about how many trees there are in the city and says it is their job to look after them as well. So the car goes over to the park as they see another vehicle. He is there to cut down the trees. We see the guy get ready for the trip up into the sky as it is a very dangerous job. The guy gets in as they talk about how it is important to be safe. The bucket goes up into the sky as the cars talk among themselves as they say it is a busy day. He then explains he is going to cut some branches off. We watch the guy do his stuff to the tree as we then see them throw the branches into a chipper. He eats them up and spits them out in small pieces. It's very fun to watch as he explains they use the chips later to make new trees. They say they make a great team as there is loads of work to do today. He tells the car to go see other vehicles as he then drives away. They go to see the vacuum truck as they talk about sewers and how they hoover up all the leaves to make sure all the drains are clean so the water flows smoothly. They explain how the long nose works and how they clean everything up. He explains they take all the rubbish back to the yard at the end of the day. So we see the guy put the nose back on the truck as he goes off to a new location. They say good job as the car then goes off to see some more friends. So this truck is long and huge as he sprays water everywhere. He says he has been cleaning all morning. He explains his large tank as he washes all the cars. The small car is impressed as the water truck drives off. So we then go meet some car that eats up tree trunks. We see him cut through the ground as he breaks the trunk off the ground. They talk about why the tree needs to be cut out as he explains they don't want the sick tree infecting other plants. They talk about all the chips that are left after they have done their job. He says he works hard as he can get rid of 6 stumps a day. They then cover up the hole. So the car says the day is almost over as they head back to the garage as they spot some people working on the traffic lights. We see some other vehicles as we then see the street cleaner once more. They explain at the end of every day she gets a bath and a good old cleaning. They then show off one with some big claws as he picks up all the rubbish. He puts it all on the dump truck as he explains he takes all the rubbish to the dump. He explains they have to make sure everything is safe when they are driving so no rubbish goes flying. The car takes us back to the garage as they say everyone is returning home for the day. They say they have to clean everyone before the day is over as we see people give the cars a wash. All the other cars return home as they say each car has a special place to sleep as they tell us to keep the city clean as the episode then ends on that note. Finally we have at the racetrack. So we see cars sprint down the track as they are speeding away. The yellow one says hi as she explains she is a race car. She adds it takes a lot of people to get the cars ready for the race as she shows us around. So we see the title card as a lorry comes strolling in. They explain each week they race in a different town and they get around in the big trucks. We then see the truck unload as the car is getting taken off. They push him around and put him in a tent as we then see other race cars come out and get unloaded. They get put in the tents as we then see the grey car as they say he was the fastest car last week as he gets off his own truck. They explain that once they are in the tent the crew get to work. They look at the wheels and make sure they are okay for the race. They look at the brakes next as the wheels go off for a checkup. The mechanics let all the air out as they test everything. They take the tire off as they then say it is all good as it then goes back on the rim. They then fill it up again with air as they put it on some machine. They make sure it doesn't wobble as they test its balance. They put some tape on it as they explain the wheels are like running shoes as they need them to win the race. The crew puts the wheels back onto the car as they make sure they are tightly put back on. They then explain the mechanics are checking everything in the car from the engine to the steering wheel. We then meet Martin the driver as he explains they have to wear a fireproof mask as they explain they go so fast it is for their own safety. They then talk about the wires and how that can help him talk to the pit crew back at the station. He puts on the helmet as they check the tires. Martin puts on the gloves as the car is ready to go. It gets taken away as the car goes to the starting line. They talk about qualifying as the man controls the order as he lets them race one by one. The cars zoom away as they speed down the track. We follow them round every bend and straight as it goes on for quite a while. The car says he feels really fast today as the crew signals the drivers on how they are doing. The car says it was fun as he says he has a good starting position for tomorrow's race. The crew check him over as they test everything again. The yellow car asks if the green one had fun as he says yes. The man whistles a lot as the green car goes back to the tent. He says it has been quite a day as he explains the crew will do a lot of tests on him before the race tomorrow. He says there is a lot to do as they check the wheels again. The crew fill up the tank as they check every part of the car. This is all very interesting as the car then says he is ready. So we get to race day as we see the crowd. The car explains everything that happens at the start of the race as the yellow car wishes him good luck. The cars get pushed around as the man checks everything. They say they have to inspect the car to make sure it all follows the rules. We can't have cheating here, folks. After the checks, the other cars get rolled out of their tents. The green car has completed its inspection as it has passed with flying colors. So everyone is on the start line as there are firefighters standing by just in case of a problem. Martin gets ready to drive as he gets everything on. He checks the mirrors as yellow also gets ready. The other cars are ready as it is a long wait for the race to begin. The race then starts as the cars zoom away. The crowd cheer as the car explains they lap once to test the tires and they zigzag to get a feel of the road. So everyone gets into their starting positions as the real race then begins. The green flag goes off as everyone zooms away. They explain it will be a fast race because of the weather conditions. The race goes on for quite a bit as one of them then crash. They wave a flag to try warn everyone. But the car then gets back into the race. The green car says he is giving it his all as the man waves the checkered flag. The crew are very happy as he finishes in 10th. The driver gets out as we then see the blue car as he is the winner of the race. The crowd cheer as they head back to the truck. The cars get pushed around once more. The car says it was a tough race as yellow joins in and says it was great. White is towed away as he is damaged from the race. The tents get put down as the green car gets put back into the truck. He says they will do it all again next week with the next race. The truck gets locked and loaded as they drive away. The episode then ends on that note. Overall, Mighty Machines was a nice, relaxing, educational show. I really liked it. It was nice and calming as we just watched the machines do their things as silly voices chimed in from time to time to explain what the machines do or how they function in the real world. The theme tune is also a banger, so that is another plus. The show is really educational, and if you are a big fan of vehicles and machines, this is a must-watch for you. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you like to see me do, put them in the comments.